Hello guys, it's Ben here from Next Gen Base, and today we're taking a look at the differences between Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 4 Pro. So in the opening cutscene, which we're just going to go through about the first 10 minutes or so here, you can pretty much see that it's more or less the same. There's not too much to shout about in terms of the PS4 Pro benefits, at least in this initial scene. Just sort of scanning across Peter's apartment. So if you want to go into the game completely spoiler free, literally this is just the first 10 minutes, so it's not going to be too spoilerific, I guess, unless you want to be, completely untouched. But the thing you can see here is that, as I say, that the PS4 pretty much holds its own when it comes to this side of things. There are a couple of inconsistencies when it comes to the camera positioning, as you can probably tell straight away. Basically what I've done is I've synced the video up frame by frame, and sometimes it goes out, it goes one direction slightly differently in terms of the camera and the positioning and that sort of stuff, but it just shows that the cutscene is all in engine, so it's not actually a cutscene. On the whole, this, as I said, this opening scene, PS4 Pro, you can't tell too many differences until Peter stands in front of the window, which is coming up in just a second. Here we go. So the PS4 Pro has a little bit more in terms of the lighting, sort of a bit more bloom, a bit more of that sort of stuff. That was the weirdest shot in the apartment there, where it kind of goes across the wall. It just, the camera just goes a little bit differently, and I'm not entirely sure why. Cutting to the PS4 Pro exclusively now, so this is just kind of the first shot in the game when you zip out the window and down the streets into New York. So this is the first thing that you see on the PS4, and as you can tell, it looks astonishing. I'm amazed at how good this game looks. Insomniac have done a really, really good job. And yeah, we're just kind of essentially shooting through the streets of New York, on our way to Fisk Tower to take down Wilson Fisk. And Yuri is kind of one of your compadres throughout the game. Not going to, again, go into too much because we're only sharing the first 10 minutes. But we'll cut to the PS4 version now, and you can see straight away it's performing really, really well. There's no frame drops, there's no frame rate inconsistencies. The only thing that I would say is that there's probably a little bit more texture popping on the PS4, and obviously some of the more advanced effects, like some of the smoke effects on the rooftops and stuff like that, are missing, if not quite as pronounced, on the base PS4. Overall though, the game holds up the performance extremely well. I played through the entire game on the PS4 Pro, and then went back and did a bunch of it on the PS4, and I've got to say, they both look fantastic. If you've got a 1080p set and a PS4 without a Pro, you're not going to be let down. You're not going to be feeling, slighted by any chance, by any stretch of the imagination on this. So this is another little mini in-engine scene. We're just going to go through this now. Again, you can see there's not a huge amount of difference between the two consoles. Maybe just a few more bloom effects and lighting effects, stuff like that. Once again, the camera's a little bit weird, where it's not quite picking up stuff on the PS4 Pro and the PS4 in the same way. It's very strange, but again, it just sort of shows that it is all in engine. Regardless of, as I say, regardless of which console you get this game on, it just looks beautiful, so that's a good thing to look forward to. So cutting to combat on the PS4 Pro first off, as I say, it looks pretty much as good as you'd expect an Insomniac game to look. Both of the games were played on the same difficulty setting, which was amazing, which is the sort of default, and both games were played from scratch from the beginning, so there's no hidden tweaks or anything like that. Just to prove that this is in engine, watch the guy in the middle here. When it goes back to the PS4, he's all of a sudden turned white. So basically what that's just saying is it's loading in random enemies rather than a stock CGI cutscene. But once again, standard PS4 is holding up really well. It's looking really nice. The flames are looking good, and yeah, on the whole, I'm really impressed.
Spider-Man, what's your status?
Almost done here. You?
We're about to go in.
Be there soon. Can't wait to see Willie's face.
Going to leave it and let the gameplay talk for itself for a minute, and then we'll come back to Fisk Tower in just a couple of minutes, and we'll see what's next.
Okay, Yuri. All done. What's happening? Yuri? Yuri! I knew Fisk wouldn't go quietly.
Get more backup. And lock down the airspace.
Yuri, you okay?
If he makes it out of that building, we're gonna lose him.
I'm gonna go,
Do your thing.
Yes! He's the day, Willie! Heads up!
Once again, the big difference in that last scene there is the lighting. If you notice, there was a bit of a difference between the standard PS4 and the PS4 Pro. I think the PS4 Pro looked a little bit more natural, so now we're going to go into the fight scene in the building, and we're going to go through it on the PS4 Pro first off, and come to the PS4 in just a second when it switches over to the next bunch of guys.
Thanks for the confidence boost, guys! I guess this is what they call a hostile workplace. I'll teach you some respect.
Once again, if you keep your eye out just during this transition, you'll be able to see a guy change over. There we go, he changed from one complexion to another, and his hairstyle changed as well. Just proving once again that all of the cutscenes in this game are rendered in engine, which does actually apply to the Spidey suits as well. When you change your suit, it changes everything around in the cutscene.
I think that's all of them. Come on, come on! They shut the elevators down! Take the stairs! I prefer a more direct approach.
Spider-Man, status.
Heading to the upper floors.
This scene coming up in the vent is one that I thought was quite interesting. On the PS4 Pro, I noticed there was a lot of atmospheric effects that I thought would be missing on the base PS4, but there are actually a surprising number of them on the base PS4, so there's not a huge amount of difference once again. I think the main differences for the PS4 Pro in this come when it's playing in 4K. I mean, you can see there's a bit more mist, a bit more kind of an atmospheric feel to being in the vent, and then obviously when you come into the lobby, it's just absolute chaos with guns and explosions and rockets and dust flying everywhere essentially.
Totally. Listen, I gotta go.
Okay, love you.
Love you too.
Hopefully this gives you a bit of a feel as well for the early gameplay, particularly the finishing moves that are coming up. They're a bit of a staple throughout the game, and they just look really impressive, once again, regardless of whether you're playing it on the PS4 or the PS4 Pro. If I'm honest, I thought there would probably be a few more pronounced differences, but on the whole, the PS4 really does perform admirably when playing Spider-Man. So let us know in the comments, are you picking up Spider-Man, are you picking it up for the PS4, are you picking it up for the Pro? Drop us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel, and just check us out on nextgenbase.com, and just follow us for everything that we do, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!